A Valley family is still recovering from the waters that washed into their homes during a historic flood. Channel 5's Monica De Anda found a family still cleaning up 1 year later.
A family from a Las Brisas neighborhood in West La Coast says they've spent thousands of dollars this past year in home repairs. The memory of last year's flood is still vivid today.
You know, the stuff that we lost that day, I mean, they don't have a price.
The rain kept pouring down. Oscar Paz says his neighborhood was completely flooded. Paz remembers waking up at 3 a.m. on that Wednesday morning.
I ran into the backyard and I was wading through, like mid-thigh deep water.
Paz turned his living room into a workshop. He cut pieces of plywood to barricade his front door.
By the time I was done and we sort of tried to assess everything that had happened, I mean, the sun was barely starting to come up and we already had puddles of water in every corner of the house. It started seeping in through the walls.
Paz and his mother had to leave. They grabbed the bare necessities and walked out. They went to his sister's house in Elsa. Paz came back 4 days later to assess the damage.
We saw everything all over the floor, the walls already soaking wet.
Paz says they got about 6 inches of water inside their home. His family learned they wouldn't receive assistance from FEMA about 2 weeks after the flood. Paz and his dad got to work.
When we started first cutting drywall to get it out of here, I mean, 3 feet up, the knife went through butter because it was so humid. So I mean, it was terrible.
The family stayed at his sister's house for 6 months.
We'd get home from work and get here, throw some boots on and start kicking out drywall and putting up everything. And I mean, from then till now, I mean, we're semi-professional contractors at this point because we had to do everything ourselves.
Paz says they worked on the house almost 3 hours every day. So far, they've spent close to $16,000 on repairs.
We're not done. We still don't have countertops. The restrooms still aren't finished. One of the rooms still is incomplete and no furniture. I mean, luckily this table that we have here, we were able to salvage. We had to get the feet replaced.
His house isn't the same as it was before. Paz says just about the only thing remaining from their old home are the floors. The tile didn't have any mold underneath. So you're never going to forget that June 20th?
No, God, no. No, that's up there with one of the things that's going to be engraved in my memory forever.
Paz says they're thankful they didn't lose their home completely. The family continues to save what they can from each paycheck to go towards repairs. Channel 5 News spoke to Hidalgo County Precinct 1 Commissioner David Fuentes. He confirms the Chiapas Las Brisas area was one of the hardest hit neighborhoods during last year's flood. Fuentes says they're working on 14 drainage projects that will get water flow out quicker from the neighborhoods like this one. Paz says his family plans to get flood insurance soon. In the studio, Monica De Anda, Channel 5 News at 6.